Halo Infinite got a new operation this week, and it's called Shadows. There's a lot to this content drop, a bit too much to go over without it sounding like I'm just reading a list of patch notes, so I'll leave a link to Halo Studios' official blog on everything that's included down below, but it's a lot of stuff. Let's start by talking about the new Sandbox editions, a weapon variant called the Vestage Carbine, and a brand new vehicle, the Falcon. The Vestige Carbine is an interesting one. Like the Avenger SMG, the Fuel Rod Spanker, and the Blood of Suban from Halo 5, the Vestige Carbine makes use of already existing animations, but with stats so different that it's mechanically a new gun. Take a look at it from the side. What gun do you think this carbine was painted over? That's right, it's the plasma pistol. I was just checking to see if you were paying attention. It uses the shock rifle as its template. That means animations are shared by the shock rifle. I was initially going to say it reminds me the most of the Halo 2 and Halo 3 carbine due to the kind of vibe that the scope gives, which is very old school carbine, but it's honestly got a bit of Halo 4 in there as well. The barrel, though, is quite a bit different from how the carbine is normally shaped. And a community theory that it was inspired by this cut Halo CE weapon was actually confirmed by Unisheck on Twitter. So yeah, this carbine's got a lot going into its design, which is pretty cool. Like I mentioned before, animations like screen shake, reload, sprint, and melee are the same as the shock rifle, though the reload speed is sped up quite a bit, and the electrical discharge when reloading it is replaced with some yummy green carbine-y gas. It's got the Halo 5 carbine reticle, and it's a single-shot rifle that takes 7 shots to kill a player if aiming for the head, and 9 to 10 shots if aiming at the body, and it's got a nice green nostalgic zoom scope to boot. It feels great, to be honest. The Sandbox team tweaked the aim assist and handling values, so combined with the mechanical changes and new look, and it feels like a proper run-and-gun rifle. A subscriber said it might be reusing sounds from Halo Wars 2, but I don't know. What do you guys think? There's currently this mode called Banished Slayer. It's an asymmetrical mode where one team has holographic brute faces, and they're armed with the Vestige Carbine, while the other side are UNSC, and they have bandits. It's really good fun, has original maps made for it, and it's a great stomping ground for the Vestige Carbine to flex its chops. It can also be customized at the weapon bench, but I'm not customizing it yet because I want to get used to its colors and unique materials before covering it with kittens and pink paint and, you know. But now I want to talk about the Falcon. It is a bit rough around the edges at the moment. The flames from the jets seem bugged currently and don't animate, as well as the propellers, which are also a bit buggy. And it also reuses the Wasp sound effects. This thing was actually leaked about 3 years ago, so it's clearly had something of a troubled development history, which could explain some of these missed corners. But altogether, I feel like the Falcon has quite a lot going for it. I like the model for the Infinite Falcon. It's not one-to-one with the Halo Reach Falcon, but that's probably by design. I think what they're trying to do is follow the look of other UNSC air vehicles in Halo Infinite. It uses the same general look, materials, and shading that the Wasp and Pelican have. Ignore the bugged flames quickly. The thrusters are my favorite part of this thing. They look kind of like the thrusters on space rockets, and they'll expand or contract, a bit like my dog's rear end when he has to go potty. The inside of the cockpit is fairly detailed, and so is the carriage in the back. It's got lots of exposed pipes, wiring, and a neat industrial vibe. I really like the materials on the gunners' chairs as well. It's got this really nostalgic fiber. Speaking of the gunners, the carriage in the back has 4 spots, 2 gunners and 2 passengers. Passengers sort of squat down and can fire their weapon. The gunners on the left side of the Falcon have grenade launchers with an EMP or regular grenade that they can swap between, while the right side gunners get a chain gun turret. Props also need to be given to the really cinematic camera angles chosen for the gunners and passengers in the back. I love the way the camera will follow the action and almost make it look like an in-game cutscene when the player switches seats and moves about the back carriage. Vehicle damage and destruction to the Falcon leaves a bit to be desired, but that's sort of just a problem with all the vehicles in Halo Infinite, so I can't really blame the Falcon exclusively too much. I will say this though, I like that the explosion for the Falcon plays in slow motion, with debris and shrapnel also falling in slow-mo. It's a stylistic trick that Bungie did in their Halo games, which, according to Jamie Griesmer, helped make things like exploding vehicles, set pieces, etc. feel more cinematic and impactful during gameplay. The actual explosion asset still has that Halo Infinite smeary watercolor look, but the pacing of the explosion I think is really good stuff. So the Falcon is a welcome addition to Halo Infinite Sandbox. It's a bit rough around the edges, but so is Halo Infinite. And what it brings to the Infinite Sandbox can't be understated. It feels great seeing these things buzzing around big team battle matches, and I appreciate that Halo Infinite's Falcon also has a ton of health, so it isn't constantly going down like the Reach Falcon. I want to touch on a few more things in the sandbox that I think are worth mentioning. The Mutilator received an audio pass. It's got new firing sounds and slightly different reload sounds to make it sound more alien-y. What do you think? I sorta like it. The Hydra saw an insane buff to its reload speed and general performance when locking onto other players. It's really aggressive now and doesn't take 5 to 6 business days to fully reload. A ton of weapons were also added to the weapon bench for customization. The plasma pistol, pulse rifle, stalker rifle, disruptor, cinder shot, sentinel beam, gravity hammer, and ravager are now fully customizable. There's also a new 50-tier battle pass that's pretty great, and a ton of free goodies were added to the exchange that you can earn by just playing the game. Let me say that one more time, because there's actually a lot of people that don't know Halo Studios added this. In the shop section of the main menu is this thing called the exchange. Everything in the exchange can be purchased with Spartan points. Spartan points are a bit like the credits in Halo Reach. You get them by completing matches, doing challenges, and then you can spend them in the exchange on anything you want. This stuff is free. You can earn it by just playing the game. And those are my thoughts. The new update is pretty good. And I want to make things fun for you guys. This is my fat Shih Tzu, Pumpkin. Every like the video gets means that Pumpkin gets a treat. I'll let Pumpkin know how much you all love him as I feed him. Come on, look at those fat little paws. Ah, I knew you guys couldn't resist. Good boy. Good boy. Are you an egg? Are you a good boy? We're gonna go.